Hi everyone, welcome back to our collaboration with my collaboration with Stmpgrl, Stmpgrl. Hi Paige. This is the new project, same paper collab, where we're trying to use up a whole 12 by 12 paper pad. This is my second month using this one, and I'm not going all gung-ho trying to finish it in 1 month, although I really would like to finish it next month, but that's going to be a big undertaking. Because I did not as much as I wanted to this time, but I did some things. I'll show you in a minute. I still have 31 pages out of 48 left, however, and a partial page, I think, too, of these letters and stuff, which are proving a little bit hard to use. I used a couple of them this time. All right, so let me get started on that. And this is my, second month? Second month. All right, so the first thing I did, and I was inspired by, was it Maria's Miscellany? I think somebody, I don't know, somebody, or maybe it was, I forget. I was watching a live, and they were making, oh no, it was Abril's, on Maddie's channel, her birthday challenge thing, and so they were making flip books with envelopes. So I actually came up and played along in my office. That was the first thing I decided to do. So I pulled out some craft envelopes I had in my stash. They're not Stampin' Up, and I decided to make a flip book. So that's what I did. So this is the cover. This was from one of the larger sheets. You know, one of the ones that would normally be only for scrapbook pages. Had this owl on it, and it's like ledger paper in the background. And then I die cut some gold foil leaves out of, I think they're, oh gosh, what are they by? I think they're diamond dies. Yeah, D-I-E-M-O-N-D dies. And there's one maple leaf and one oak leaf. And then this was one of the pieces cut aparts in the pad, and I bumped that up on dimensionals. And then this was the ribbon I recently got, I think from Spellbinders. So don't hold me to that though. And then this is some washi I had got at Target. It's a wide washi, and I put that over it. So let me just flip through real quick, and then I'll come back. It's just a regular book format, but with some tuck spots and pockets in it, and I'll go through each of those. So on the first page, I just did a flip up, again with some more washi here and some washi here, and then this is just a piece of the paper. So you can journal here, and it just says fall is the best time of the year. Inside the pocket, I just put some pieces of paper, which are card, I think they're larger than card mat maybe. Let me see, I forget. I had this all figured out, and no, they are card mat size. So 4 by 5 1/4, and there's 4 pieces. Really pretty, and they're tucked in there. So normally when I do this, I end up having a pocket on both ways, and Abril showed how to do it, to not do it that way. So that was good. Okay, over here I found that I have some of these little bobby pins, and this one is a fox. So I have 2 of the cut aparts. It just says Autumn Fun with a little fox. And then these are stickers out of a sticker book I got at Target a year or 2 ago. This is another one of the cut aparts and a strip of paper, and I just layered them up and flagged them. So that's that page. Then we flip over. We have a pocket here made out of one of the cut aparts. This is out of a strip cut apart. You know, there's a page of borders and things. And then this says Home Cooked Goodness, and it's got a pie on it. And then I have 2 tags in here out of the paper, and I just put a gold ribbon on. This is done with just a regular hole punch and a corner rounder, and this was done with the Stampin' Up, I forget what this is called, scallop tag topper punch. It looks like that, So it gives you a wider wider hole to put ribbon in if you so choose. But this ribbon is thin enough that it can just double back and it won't interfere with the opening and closing, which is why I did that. Over here, this is another piece of the border strip, and I had these gold pumpkins, sparkly pumpkins. Again, more of the ribbon from Spellbinders, and this tag I just rounded the edges and put a regular hole in, but I reinforced with a piece of another piece of cardstock of the paper. Put another piece of that Spellbinders, I think it's like oatmeal ribbon or something it's called. And then these are 3 more of the cut aparts: Cozy and Warm, Live, Laugh, Love, and Memories. So they could put a photo up here and right on the back or something. I don't know. I don't really use photo albums much. This one I did a side tuck, and I have 3 tags actually. Oh, and I had these burlap leaves. Is that one? That's, and another one of the cut aparts. This is a piece of the border cut apart, border strip, and I just folded it in half. Put some brown ribbon through, and I forget where that's from, but I've had it in my stash. It's not Stampin' Up. And a brad. Sorry guys, I can't remember. I've had that in my stash too. So that makes a cool tag, and then you can write on the inside. And then just some little tags, and these I just stapled the ribbons on. This was that delightful tag topper, or scallop tag topper too. And this was part of it, and then I cut it down to make it smaller. So those go in the tuck spot, and then it also has a pocket here. I don't even remember. I think it's just, yeah, more of the cut aparts. Rake, Pile, Jump, and Let's Fall in Love. I think that's all that's in there. And then this one has 2 more. I just did little tuck spot top and bottom. Some more of the Target stickers. And this was a die cut. It's from Cottage Cuts. I had these dies that had the little pumpkins and the stems separate, and gourds and a bow and things, and I used them in a couple places. So we'll see them again, I think. And there's a journaling spot. Falls in the air. It's starting to be. And then we flip it over. Yeah, there's some more. The bow out of gold foil was from that same set. This says Gather with Grateful Hearts. Gold ribbon from my stash, which I think was Dollar Tree. And I did a washi sample and a little fox in here. And this has foxes, owls, pumpkins, and then just a sort of a plaid. I think that's all I put in there, although it's sounding kind of crumply. Okay, and then this last one is a flip, but it's got washi holding it on. These were pieces from that same Cottage Cuts, as were these leaves and this little pumpkin here. So journaling, photo kind of thing, and more journaling, give thanks. And that concludes my first little flip book that I made. It's amazing how much paper it doesn't take. So that's book number 1. And then Ms. Bambi Olson had gifted me this book here, and I thought I had an idea right away to use it with this paper. So I had shown this in friend mail haul. Oops, I have a hair on here, sorry. And so I put a piece of the paper on, rounded the corners. Little acorns were from the from Cottage Cuts also. Hang on, nope. Oh, okay, I do have an acorn die, so I just die cut it. These were peachy cheap. Yes, from 2017. So I die cut those out, put a little bow on. These are Stampin' Up layering ovals, and the fall is also from Peachy Cheap. It's right here. So then we open it up. Remember, this is the one that opens up like an accordion. So we're going to just open it up this way first. The craft and all the gold stuff were on here already. So this one, I just took one of the cut aparts which said love. This is out of the paper. The fox is out of the paper, and I had cut him on a circle, but he was only a half fox, so I thought he'd be looking like he's peeking out from that tag. These are the starburst. No, these are layering circles, and this is just a 1-inch punch, and this is out of the paper as well. So is this fussy cut, and the owl fussy cut, and this says so fun, and I just put a piece of the paper over this craft with gold polka dots. So instead of being more like a flip book, I thought this could stand on a shelf like this, because it does stand up and it's reversible, which you'll see in a minute. And then I have one of the letters, A for autumn. This frame area was already on here, which actually made things a little difficult. This bow was the cottage cuts, and I put a pearl on it, and it says autumn. This one I made an envelope out of the paper after I wrapped, I have to open this wire, this strip of paper, because there was just this border on here with that embossing on it already. So I put this piece of paper down, but then it needed something. So this one I just put beautiful, and it's got a cutout tree and a pumpkin from Cottage Cuts. And then this one I made an envelope and put over it. And I have some, I don't even know what in here. Oh, the last, I think I've got some pumpkins and stuff, and then I have the last of the strips off one of the 2 sheets of strips like these, the cut aparts. And I just glued that down. It's a little hard to get that in because of the width of that strip. I'll get that later. It does close, but it's a little tough. Okay, and then this one here, same thing. I made an envelope on the back inside cover and put a strip, and I don't think I have anything in that one yet. Yeah, no, I don't. I have to put something in there yet. So then if you flip it over, this could be the front, and this says the joys of fall. And then what I did is, this is one of the cut aparts. It says fall colors. I have it pointing that way because that's about fall, and this one had the A, and it's about autumn. So there's the F for fall, because it had another one of those photo frames. And you could put a picture over that, I guess. So this one I put a piece of paper down, and then the F for fall. And then these are actually, I believe, terracotta tile faceted gems from Stampin' Up. And here it has, okay, this is another one that had the same picture on both. It's like a world map here for traveling, but instead I used it for harvest, pumpkin patch, crisp and cool, and over here it's all about the food and stuff, right? Baking, pumpkin spice, fall gathering. And then this last one here has the little deer, and I just thought that was cute. And then we're back to the original front cover. So either way could be the front, and you could have it standing this way or on a shelf, or you could have it standing this way, which is a little longer, obviously. And I think I put this envelope down with reusable squares. I'm going to get this through yet because it's bothering me. There we go. It's a little bit too thick, wide. This one I made a little thinner, but it still has a little difficulty going under. There we go. So there we have it. There's the second thing that I did. And then, and I kind of like how that stands up. So thank you, Bambi, for the book. And yeah, it's pretty cool that it can stand up somewhere and just be a decoration for fall if you don't want to use it as a album. And then the last thing I went back to, of course, is cards. I had lots of strips and stuff and pieces of cutouts left from those papers that I was using. So I made a bunch of cards, and this is the first one, and I layered it up on Flirty Flamingo from Stampin' Up. I didn't do the inside yet. I did put an envelope with it. These are both from the paper. All three of these are from the paper pad. But that's pretty, and I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with that one. And it could go either this way or this way. And then the next two, I had been watching a May Made It. Let's see how many cards we can get from a collection. And she was doing diagonal cards. So I thought, well, I'm going to do that. So I think yes, I put these, excuse me. This one I laid flat on here, not on a separate mat, I believe. Yeah. So I had these two squares, right, card mats, and I just cut them on the diagonal. Then I split them up and layered them. And then I had these thin strips left over from something in the paper pad, and this one I tacked onto another piece of Early Espresso. These are both on Early Espresso by Stampin' Up. And then I just glued this down, and then I trimmed it, and then I glued that down onto the card. And I think I did that after doing this one, which proved a little difficult to trim this without having a mat on the back of it. So I actually somehow, I think I taped these together, and then I was able to do that. So, and I still have to do the inside of those as well. Pretty sure, yeah. And then here's two more diagonal. And again, these can go either this way or this way. And here I just left the card show through. So I might have done these first, actually. I thought that was pretty on this one's on Early Espresso, and this one's on Flirty Flamingo, which brings out the color of the leaves better, I think. And then I had these strip pieces to use, so I thought this one was cute. And then I stamped Happy Thanksgiving, and that brings me to a point. I wanted to make sure I talked about this. All stamps are not created equal. Well, maybe it wasn't this one, but I tried several times, it might have been on the next one, to use this stamp set that I had gotten from Target for $3. Let me just tell you, you definitely get what you pay for. These look like they'd be good, but there's not a whole lot of foam on these red rubber stamps, and the stamp is very thin, and they do not stamp well. And I even tried putting it on my mat. I could not get a good impression. So now I can't remember. Oh, so I was trying to use one of these, like Thankful or Hello Fall, and I couldn't do it. So I ended up using Happy Thanksgiving. These also are, I think this is from, oh, it's Inkadinkadoo. I don't know where, oh, Alicia gave this to me in 2018. Alicia is One Peaceful Mind here on YouTube. Anyway, that stamped a little better, but still not great. See how I got some breaking up, and I tested it a few times too. And then these leaves, they might have been, no, they're not. Oh, that was this leaf, actually. And I stamped it in Murray, Merlot, and Pumpkin Pie on, I think this was a pre-made card base I have, yes, it was, in a pack of colorful cards like you can get at Michael's in the, when they have those, what do they call them, hot buy sales. Instead of getting the paper pads, they always have those boxes of envelopes, and they had one that was all different brights, I think they called it. So I used the sort of orangey color out of that. I did put two strips of mirror card, top and bottom of the border strip. That wasn't on there. And then it's already white. And this is a stitch nested label die from Stampin' Up that I stamped a Happy Thanksgiving on. And then it's white inside, so it's easy to write on. And then this one was a card mat floral. This is Stampin' Up Very Vanilla with gold metallic ribbon. I used the Stampin' Up layering ovals again, one scalloped and one not. And the Happy and Thanksgiving, I think I used a Stampin' Up set for those, and I think this was Itty Bitty Greetings. I can't remember which one that was. So anyway, I'll figure that out and link it if I can find it. And then I just used the last 3 I had in a pack of these little frosted flowers by Stampin' Up. They're in the annual catalog because it's flowers on here, and I thought they looked appropriate with it. And then I think it's blank inside. And again, this was on a card base. It's not Stampin' Up. It sort of has a texture to it. It's from one of those Michael's Hot Buys from a while back. I think all the rest of them will be. I think I pulled out all the orangey colors and used them. Okay, this one, I just had some scraps left, so I put the brown plaid paper down. This piece that has a pumpkin on it. And to bring out the yellow, I used a piece of So Saffron, I think, scrap. But the Thankful on this one, I'm pretty sure is Peachy Cheap. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's right here. Thankful. Nope, that's not the right one. But I'm pretty certain. Nope, it's in this one. I can't find it, but it's in here. Thankful. Thanksgiving. Anyway. It is a Peachy Cheap one. Oh, it's down here. So anyway, yeah, it's from Peachy Cheap. And I did that in the gold foil. And so that's blank inside. And then this one was another one of the big papers. I don't know. I think I still have more of that one left. That's the same one the owl was on. Let's see if I have another owl sheet in here. I'm pretty sure I do. And I'll show you. As I find those sheets to be the hardest to use out of the paper pads. Here, it's this one. That's what it looks like. So for the cover of this book, I had cut the owl, and on this card I used the rest of it, Beauty of Fall Colors, The Beauty of Fall. I took the colors off because I couldn't fit it. So that's what I did on that one. And then I had another piece of one of the strips, and I put that down here. And then that opens like this. And then this is part of a border strip. This is a border strip. And then I just mounted that on some paper and had the leaves falling down on the side over here. So that's that one, and I continued the leaves falling on this side. So that's that. And that might have been border strip also, but it looked like they were falling down if you put it the other way. And then the last one I put on Pretty Peacock, but I don't think I did the inside at all yet now. So this is one of the cut-aparts. This, I took one of the scalloped oval dies and cut this tree out. The leaves I cut out of gold foil, which it's got something smeared on. I'll have to clean it. And also I cut another oval out with the gold foil and used it as a border. So I cut into the card with an oval, and then I put the board, glued the border onto the top. But I bumped up the card on foam squares on the inside, so it gives it some depth. And so that's how I did that one. And I still have to do this side of the inside. So let's see, I got a flip book. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I thought I had 12. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 cards. And this other book / decorative piece. So, oops, not even in frame. It shows there or there. I kind of like this side for standing on a mantle or something. So that came out pretty, I think. So we either have the Joys of Fall with fall colors that way, or autumn. We have the A for autumn on this side, it's pointing to, and fall on this side, which is the same, obviously. So those are my projects for this month. I had some other things on the list I wanted to do, and actually I took one day, one evening, and most of the next day actually to do these. I'm a slow crafter, and mostly it's the hard part is deciding what to do, and then once I get going on it, it doesn't take quite as long. So that is that's it. That's my projects for this month. I'm really going to try hard to finish this paper pad in September, because then I want to maybe pick a Christmas one and get into the Christmas stuff. Alright guys, talk to you soon. Hugs, love, and peace. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to go over and check out Stmpgrl Paige's channel and see what she's done for this month. I have no clue. She hasn't mentioned to me whether she has finished her paper pad or not. Possibly, but she's had a lot going on this month, so I don't know. Alright, talk to you soon. Bye for now.